Welcome, listeners. On this episode, NY Man forges 18.5K check from a local business. Seriously? Also, police arrested suspect in Atlanta shooting. One dead and four wounded. That starts right now on Chris Talks.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, background. Really? Thank you. What's up, Ed? How you doing? Good. What's up, listeners? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Chris Talks. I am your host with the most, Chris. All right. Let's just. No, we can't jump in. Ed, why we always do this when we start? When I say we starting the show, you be pulling still pulling it out. Come on, man. Let's get it together. All right. Let me thank my new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. All my new subscribers, all my old subscribers. I also want to give y'all a shout out for my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel where we drop the news and I also give you my views and opinions. And then we sometimes discuss it. All right, so check it out. I want to hit y'all with something while Ed is getting this crap together. I want to tell y'all about this. Can we tell them about the gremlin? Can we tell them about... Okay. Dude. All right. So, me and Ed went to 42nd Street. All right. So this little, like... What is that? A Chinese restaurant? Yeah, this little Chinese restaurant. Yo, I swore this person, they look like a gremlin. Ed, turn down you don't want to turn it down? Give me the board. I want to turn it down so y'all can hear Ed's voice when he said, yeah, this person, 1, 2, if gremlins had a 3 and a 4, they look odd. I don't know. The guy was like tattooed all up. Like, I couldn't do that to my face, Ed. I'm sorry, I can't tattoo my face. I have tattoos in other places, but my face, he looked like a gremlin or a lizard or something. I don't know what look he was going for, but the gremlin, dude definitely got it. If he was going for a gremlin look, he definitely got it. All right. Oh, yeah, definitely, Ed. Did you pull it up? All right, folks, let's get into this first story. This is, like I said, a New York man forged 18.5K check to a local business. This is bugged out, Ed. This is a bugged out story. What was he thinking of forging a check? That was dumb. Very stupid. Very stupid. Very stupid. People, let's be, Tub, can you pull that on a big screen? I want to see if this guy has some melon. Wow. He had to have melanin to him, right? He had to be of a darker skin. This idiot. Stop making dark people look like this stereotype. I mean, I'm just being honest. Before I get into the story, I'm just being honest. People with a lot of melanin already have this thing. I'm going to say darker people. If we don't do it, for y'all new listeners, I don't do the black or white. I don't do black or white. I have not ever seen a black person or a white person. If I do, If I see a person that is straight black, you not of this world, I might shoot you. Just letting you know, because you might be. I might throw some holy water on you or something. If I see a person walking around that's straight, I'm gonna throw some holy water on you. I'm being straight up. Ed, I'm gonna throw some holy water on you. It's not funny. I'm gonna throw holy water on you. And if I see somebody who is white, like white, the color white, pale white, I'm gonna shoot you. No, because you got it, Ed. If you white, straight white, you're a zombie. I'm gonna shoot you. It ain't no joke about it. I can hear it. I heard you press the button. Ain't no joke about it. I'm gonna shoot you because you must be a zombie. So I'm gonna drop you like a bad habit. Oh yeah. I know people who have light skin and dark skin. That's it. You're a human being. That's it. Hey, let's get into this story. You ready? All right, folks, let's get into this story. This story brings us to Westport, New York. This is Westport, New York. Ed, play that story. Let's hit it.
A New York man has been charged after forging a check in the name of a local business for more than $18,000. Police said. Darman Vance, 24, of Bronx, NY, was charged May 2 with criminal attempt to commit second-degree larceny and criminal attempt to commit second-degree forgery. Police began investigating a complaint from a local business, received March 28, 2022, that someone forged a fraudulent check for $18,500 using its account data and tried to deposit the check in their personal account. The fake check was made out to Darman Vance, according to police, who obtained search warrants to gather more evidence. That included information from the TD Bank office where the suspect deposited the check in an account opened by after reviewing the bank's video surveillance footage recorded on the day the suspect deposited the check. Investigators determined the images matched photos of Vance. A warrant for Vance's arrest was issued, and he was taken into custody May 2 by Westport police detectives at the Rikers Island Correctional Center in New York City. He was transported back to Westport, formally charged and released after posting $50,000 bond. Police said. Vance is scheduled to be arraigned May 11 at State Superior Court in Stamford.
Well, good for your ass, Vance. Good for you. Good for you. You a dumb ninja. Why would you go take a check, forge it into a local business? A business which is local means in your area, people. In your area. And then send it to yourself. Can he go on World's Dumbest Criminals right now? Ed, can we send this to World's Dumbest Criminals? Because that was dumb. You're writing a check. You're leaving a paper trail. How do you think they're not going to find you? This is what happens like when them people, when they were doing all those forgeries and all that stuff, running, when they was doing that big check scheme and all that. There were millions of people who were a victim of that because people were taking their information, going in, writing checks and then cashing them in their name. And a lot of these banks, shout out to this bank, but a lot of these banks were not at that time, they were not going in to sit there and visualize the tape to see who was cashing these checks. So to that idiot, you're an idiot for doing something like that. And guaranteed, sure enough, because see, it's harder And for y'all who don't know, for my listeners who don't know, it is very hard to prove it when you are a single individual. You have to go through all this type of ID, like somebody stole your ID, fraud, somebody stole your identity and all. It's so much stuff that you have to go through just to prove that you did not do something, so that the government or whatever state that you are or that you're in, and those local police officers do not come and sit there and arrest you for something that you did not do. It's so much that you have to go do. And a lot of people don't even know that this has happened to them until it's too late. Fortunately for this situation, and this is a good situation, is that he was dumb enough to do it with a business. Straight thug, right? Straight thug, right? You were dumb enough to do it with a business. And, of course, doing it with a business. And I'm not no schemer. I'm not no scammer. Or nothing like that. I just know the law. And if you're doing it within the law, and they find something sketchy and the business reports it, and it's not and it's somewhat unusual for that business, yeah, if they report it, the law is going to come after you. That's just automatic. That's just automatic, because the business is going to report it to cover their ass and make sure they're not in no type of debt, especially if it's for $18,000. That's crazy. But I give it up to the dude. He got balls, because he went for the straight. He was like, if I'm going to rob you, I ain't going to rob you for nothing little. I'm going to go for something big. So with that, I give you some props on that. Do we got the cash money? We don't have the cash money? We don't. No, for real? Very sad, Ed. Very sad, Ed. Very sad. Get it together. Okay, so let's get to this. Let's get to the next one. Let's get to the next story. Okay, so on our next story, police arrested a suspect in Atlanta, shooting 1 dead and 4 wounded. Did we do a show on ATL before? Right here at ATL. What's going on up there? What's going on up there? Y'all are the gay nation of the Haitians. It shouldn't be nothing like going on with you guys. What's going on? All right, Ed. Let's hear what's going from Alphabet City Capital. Let's hear what they got to say. All right, hit that story, Ed. Let's hear what's going on.
Police arrested a man accused of opening fire inside the waiting room of an Atlanta medical practice Wednesday, killing 1 woman and wounding 4. Workers and others in a bustling commercial district took shelter for hours during the manhunt. Authorities swarmed the city's Midtown neighborhood shortly after noon in search of the shooter. Police said in a statement that the suspect, whom they identified as 24-year-old Dion Patterson, was captured in Cobb County, just northwest of Atlanta. Atlanta Police Deputy Chief Charles Hampton Jr. declined to discuss any details of the investigation or a possible motive, saying, "Why he did what he did. All of that is still under investigation." Patterson had an appointment at a Northside medical building and opened fire shortly after arriving in an attack that lasted about 2 minutes. Law enforcement officials said at a news conference Wednesday night. Patterson then went to a Shell gas station and took a pickup truck that had been left running and unattended. Authorities said, News of the shooting prompted workers and lunchgoers in the neighborhood, which is filled with office towers and high-rise apartments, to shelter in place for hours. A woman was pronounced dead at the scene of the shooting. Atlanta Police Chief Darren Shearbaum said. She was later identified as Amy Street Pierre, 38, of Atlanta. The four wounded women, aged 25, 39, 56 and 71, remained in critical but stable condition Wednesday night. According to Hampton, the deputy chief, their names were not immediately released. The shooting comes as cities around the U.S. have been racked by gun violence and mass shootings in 2023. Patterson's mother, Mignon Patterson, who police said had accompanied her son to the medical office, told the Associated Press by phone that her son, a former Coast Guardsman, had some mental instability going on from medication that he began taking on Friday. She said her son had wanted Ativan to deal with anxiety and depression, but that the Veterans Affairs health system wouldn't give it to him because they said it would be too addicting. She's a nurse and said she told them he would only have taken the proper dosage. Those families, she said, starting to sob. They're hurting because they wouldn't give my son his damn Ativan. Those families lost their loved ones because he had a mental break because they wouldn't listen to me. She ended the call without saying what medication her son had been taking. We are horrified and saddened to hear of the active shooter situation in Atlanta today. Veterans Affairs Press Secretary Terrence Hayes said in an emailed statement. Due to patient privacy, we cannot discuss the veteran's personal information without written consent. In a statement, the U.S. Coast Guard said Patterson had joined the service in 2018 and was discharged from active duty in January. He was an electrician's mate second class at the time. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens applauded the fact that Patterson was arrested and taken into custody alive so he can be prosecuted. Right now, we've had a successful end to a traumatic day, Dickens said, while also advocating for tougher gun laws and stressing the importance of police training. I hope the city, the region, rests easy that he is in custody. But I also hope that we will stay vigilant to continue to look at a future where individuals who shouldn't have a gun in possession won't have one. And also that individuals are brought to justice. And also that we deal with these things that are mental health or easy access to guns. Dickens said. Gov. Brian Kemp said in a statement that he was heartbroken by the shooting and praying for victims. Cobb County Police Chief Stuart Van Hooser said technology played a huge role in finding the suspect, along with Department of Transportation cameras and community members calling with information. Those tools are really what got us the clues that we needed to make this successful, and the people getting those clues. Van Hooser said. The pickup truck was found in a parking garage not far from the stadium where the Atlanta Braves play. Video aired by WSB-TV showed Patterson was arrested near a tennis court and swimming pool in a nearby condominium complex. Around the time of the shooting, Cassidy Hale, a medical device representative, said she was driving to the facility to check on a machine in the building's outpatient surgery center. Hale saw fire trucks but didn't realize anything was wrong until after she parked and found the elevator wasn't working. Hale said she called the operating room manager, who told her there was an active shooter and she should go back to her car. Hale said police kept her from leaving the parking garage and later checked each car and escorted her out to be interviewed. She gathered with other employees and patients in a building across the street, where she said, everyone was really in shock, and trying to process what was going on. Shortly after the shooting, U.S. Sen. Raphael Warnock of Georgia took to the Senate floor to decry gun violence and to urge his colleagues to advance gun reform. There have been so many mass shootings that, tragically, we act as if this is routine. The Democrat said, we behave as if this is normal. It is not normal, the Atlanta pastor added. I shudder to say it. But the truth is, in a real sense, it's only a matter of time that this kind of tragedy comes knocking on your door. Georgia's other U.S. Sen. John Ossoff, also a Democrat, echoed his colleague in a statement. The level of gun violence in America today is unconscionable and unacceptable. And policymakers at all levels have a responsibility to ensure public safety and implement long overdue reforms. This story was first published on May 3, 2023. It was updated on May 5, 2023, to correct the age of the woman killed. Amy Street Pierre was 38, not 39 as police had said. This story was previously corrected to show that one of the surviving victims was 39, not 29. Associated Press writers Jeff Martin in Woodstock, Georgia, and Tara Kopp in Washington contributed to this report. This story originally appeared in San Diego Union Tribune.
Yeah, and we want to thank the San Diego Union Tribune and those who reported this story. This is one of those stories, folks. This is what I'm saying. This is what we do on this show. For y'all who don't know, for my new listeners who really don't know, this is what we do. We report the stories that they try to shut down. That they sit there and only report in the paper. They don't bring it to the light. So on this platform, that's what we do. We take those stories that have no light, bring them to light. Take stories that have been dimmed, bring them to light. And some of them, sometimes, stories that have light, we give them a brighter shine. But this is one of those stories that didn't really have no light and that we are trying to bring to light. You understand what I'm saying? That's what this platform is about. And there is a lot to cover in this story. Okay, first of all, our condolences to those who did not survive this. Okay, from us Express Talks, our condolences to those who didn't survive. And we hope and pray that those who did get better, that they have a full recovery, because this is like the other stuff, but we don't really report mass shootings because they get so much coverage. But to be honest, there is about, just this year, since the beginning of 2023, there has been about at least, and you could double check this for me, but at least 10 or more mass shootings throughout America. And this is bugged out. And to me, it is beyond reaching this point. We need to stop doing stuff like this. I'm sorry that this had to happen in Atlanta. Thank you to the San Diego Union Tribune. Thank you for reporting this story. But stuff like this, it has really, come on, people. It's really got to stop. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. And what I think we need to do is, at this time, my opinion on this is that we don't need really gun control. What we need, and anybody, if you want to challenge me on my view and my opinions, like I said, feel free to hit me up in the comments if you want to challenge me on it. But right now, I think America is going through a serious mental health issue. There are a lot of people who are depressed. A lot of people who are depressed. And it's because of, and I want to just put it out there, you feel how you feel, I feel how I feel. It is because of COVID. That's what I blame on a lot of these mass shootings, is COVID. Why do I blame COVID? Because people were forced to be in their house that are not usually in their house. You are forced. It wasn't suggested. It was forced on us to stay in our houses, to wear masks all the time. You know what I'm saying? With our U.S. government not even knowing, not even having the full information. You want to challenge me on that? You can. But I want to tell you this. Before you challenge me on that, do this. Go from the beginning of COVID up to today. That's what I want you to do. Go from the beginning of COVID up to today. I don't want you to blame any politicians, presidents, and nothing like that. I don't want you to, because I don't want people to focus on Trump. I want people to focus on this one thing. Go from back then to now. From the knowledge that we had then till now. Okay? Now, when you look at the mental part of it, and I'm going to say it, when you look at the mental part of it, and just the mental, not everything else, just the mental, a lot of kids suffered from mental, a lot of kids suffer from mental issues as far as staying home. I know mine did, because they were used to being out with their friends, used to being out mingling, used to being out seeing their teachers, used to being in school, period. Okay? So, I want y'all to think about that. Think about this. If the kids, the children suffered mentally from not going to school and being there every day at school and participating in school and doing their work, doing what they're usually doing, how do you think the adults took it? Think about that. And then when you think about that, I want you to also think about this. How do you think the adults with children took it? Because the adults with children had to take on their own, plus their children. So you have to take on, as a parent, let me say this, as a parent, no matter what you're going through as a parent, when your child is going through something mentally, whether it be mentally or physically, when your child is going through something, anything, especially something mentally, okay, as a parent, as a real parent, not you fake parents, we ain't talking about you, temporary participants. I'm talking about a real parent. You're in there. You are in there, and you have to be. It is your job, it is your duty to be supportive. So, think about that. The mental state of a parent who is being supportive of their child and try to support their child when they are breaking down or broke down themselves. Sorry about that, folks. When they are breaking down or they are broke down themselves. Just take a second to think about that. And this happens a lot. And I have to say, during the pandemic, that was happening a lot. Because people that have this source to get out is gone. So you got to think about the different situations that's in there. Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. For some men, going to work is a way, it's a way to provide, but it's also a way to sit there and socialize with other people other than their wife, as well as the wife. The wife going to the salon. That's her way of socializing with other females instead of her husband. All of that was taken away. That and so much more was taken away during this COVID pandemic. And to me, this is somewhat of the result. So, to me, yes, there is a need to focus on the mental stability of America. Okay? That's just one thing. One thing. But we do also need to have the laws that's already, in my opinion, the laws that have been already given, and to uphold the laws that's already on record with gun control. That's what I think. I don't think we should change the laws on gun control. I think there's enough laws on gun control. Because like I've said it before, guns don't kill people. Idiots with guns kill people. So you gotta get the idiot, not the gun. The gun is doing its job. It's doing what it was built to do. It's the idiot that's holding a gun. We ain't even gotta call him the idiot. Let's just call him a person. Yeah, Ed, I hear you. Let's be better. Let's be more civil. The person that's holding the gun. It's the person with the gun that's killing somebody else. It's not the gun. The gun is doing what it's supposed to do. So let's just think about that for 1 second. All right, folks. All right. Let's get up out of here. All right, let's pay these bills. If you like this content and want to hear more of it, hit that like, hit that subscribe, comments, shares, and also hit those notifications. This episode itself will be posted on YouTube. Also, all our links are right there on your screen. You can check us out at any link. If you want to send donations, send them to that $ Chris Talk Show. All right, that's on that Cash App, so we get it direct. Whatever you send does go into the show. We do not get nothing from it. It does go straight into the show to upgrading and to keeping this show going. We are, like I said, we are going to try to get in more days and try to get in more episodes. You know what I mean? We're doing our best right now. But listen, we're going to do what we can do, but we're doing what we can do for now. And I thank you so much to all my new subscribers and all my regular subscribers. I want to thank you for tuning in. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. Also, stay blessed and not stressed. Until next episode, God bless. Peace. See ya.